Hey y'all and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today I kind of wanted to show you guys some tips that have helped me personally with my gameplay and just make it a lot more fun and immersive for me and help me really define my characters. So yeah, I really hope you get something out of that, and without further ado, let's just jump right in. To dive even deeper into your Sims character, you can actually start working on skills and exploring skills that you usually would only if they were related to like a career or a challenge or a certain world or even an expansion pack. For example, the canning skill is very cool. You can make jam, you can make meat substitute, which is great for vegan or vegetarian Sims, mayonnaise, chocolate syrup, cowberry jam, and you can also brew herbal remedies with the auto retreat pack, which is very fun. You can look for these things yourself, but you can also just purchase them through the grocery menu on your phone. You can make insect repellent during summertime or sadness elevation lotion. For example, that's also something she would make for her daughter, granddaughter, oh my god. And also deodorizing cream. You know, Caroline would do that. She would use that instead of purchasing deodorant. So yeah, it doesn't have to be related to the pack that it's in. You don't even have to max the skill, just kind of like a nice addition to your Sims character. Same thing for the writing skill. Did you actually know you can write apology letters for your household members if they skip school, or even for work maybe? I'm not sure, but for school you can write an apology letter and then they even get like a pop-up. Oh, and also it's very nice to purchase some of the plants you might need for certain recipes. So for example, Caroline purchased a watermelon or multiple. Yeah, 3 watermelons during summer. That also makes the recipes cheaper for you, so that's also very fun. That's also why I like to play with this object. I think you know what it is, like the mixer kind of burned down. Now another thing that helps me personally with my Sims overall character and just immersion is to actually give my Sims food preferences. And you can go about this in a lot of ways. For me personally, it always depends on the character. For example, Caroline right here, this is my Sims grandma. She lives with her granddaughter now, and her granddaughter has been struggling with a lot of stuff lately. Like, she hasn't been feeling good, school has been stressing her out to extreme levels. And since Caroline is very much still involved in spirituality and also believes in alternative medicine and herbal remedies, she would be the type of person to serve a meal that would help with Stella's mental health, for example. So for dinner, she would, for example, probably make something that involves vitamin B6 or vitamin D. Well, Stella herself wouldn't really enjoy that. She wouldn't really love a salad or anything like that for dinner. See, she would just want some simple ramen. She would just want something quick because she's a teenager. She does not have the energy to actually prepare something right now. It's a comfort food. It's warm. It's noodles. So yeah, it really completely depends on your Sims character, and for me personally that brings me a lot of fun just to think about that. That also kind of creates like some tension between the characters sometimes, like when her grandma always serves these meals that take a lot of time to prepare, and she's like talking about all the ingredients and stuff, and oh, there's this and that, and meanwhile Stella just doesn't even want to think about that, and she just wants to eat whatever's nice. That's definitely something that can create a bit of tension or friendship between characters, possibly. Something else I like to do is to give my Sims actual book preferences. Now, there's like, if you actually browse the book category and purchase some books, you will see that some books actually have like a series going on. For example, if you go to the mystery category and read the book descriptions, you will see that the books by, I think all of them are by Helmut von Gluck, but all of them take place, or some of them take place, in the small town of Höchstorm. And I personally feel like that's a series. I think it starts with Emma's misdirected for angst. This one kind of starts with that things seem fine until something happens. This one is basically like telling you how it's supposed to go. So that makes me feel like there was a book before, like that's the second part. And then time goes on in the book series, like it's spring now. So Stella is a really big fan of that book series, and so she wants to read all of them. If you browse through the catalog, you can see that there's a lot of the stuff, like you have a lot of genres. What I noticed is that you also have a lot of violin books. Like just normal books about violin, not for the violin skill itself, but just about violin. We also have the new horror category now, which I feel is very cool. I've never read those books, but yeah. It's just something very fun for me personally to experiment with. And it's also something to keep your Sims going, to keep your Sims engaged in doing certain things. Reading, taking time for themselves, whatever. Another tip that I have for you guys is to actually prepare and engage in the clubs that your sim is in. I often hear advice to start a club with your sim, and that is a very fun thing to do. But you can actually prep for the clubs. Like for example, my sim here is in the Green Thumbs Club, which is basically a club made of elders that want to care for the ecological aspects of Hanford, and since they're involved with plants, obviously they want to do plant-related activities. But what I also find fun is to actually plan the plants that your Sims want to do certain things with in the club gatherings, in your Sims garden or wherever, and actually prepare for the club meetings before you go there. So for example, Caroline is harvesting some grapes right now to actually make wine with her club members later, because that would be a very fun thing for them to do. They've been planning that for a while, and so she's harvesting the grapes. So now when we're at the club gathering, we actually just have to purchase some basic ingredients if you have base mental unit yeast, but you basically don't need anything, and you can just craft grape wine, and that's great because you don't have to actually purchase the things over the menu. It just adds a lot of more immersion for me personally. Same thing for any kind of club really. If you want to make a book club, for example, have your Sims actually go to a library, browse the books, and then like maybe find a way to purchase it, maybe like go to a bookstore so that you can actually buy the books. That's also a good idea. Like make if you have the time, make retail lots and actually sell self-made stuff there, like books or whatever, and just name it after a certain brand so that that brand basically exists in your Sims game. That's also really fun. But yeah, this way it just feels a lot more immersive, you know, an actual member brought the stuff. And also it's cheaper. Another fun little thing that really kind of depends on how you play though is to add funky lot traits. Like, do you see this moodlet she has? She's terrified beyond all reasonable comprehension because she saw a netherworld fissure. And that's because, I don't even know where it is right now, but that's because I have the unhallowed ground slot trade and I also have the maintenance trouble slot trade. Oh, by the way, also, this is not as niche as like, because this kind of leads into a cult gameplay, but you can also like put the for rent stuff into your normal houses. It doesn't even have to be a rental. It's just very fun. Like, you can have a water heater and then sometimes like power goes out or you have to fix something. Oh, and also play with solar panels. We have so many cool things that I never use. So yeah, just look around. We have so much good stuff, I swear. For more immersive gameplay, I also really recommend cheats sometimes. Like cheating your Sims needs. That's totally cool, honestly, and it really helps with immersive gameplay, especially if you want to like grind on a certain activity. Looking back, it feels very nice just seeing the way I played when I still like had UI cheats in, because sometimes it just really helps you with the immersion, and you know, Sims game time isn't that long in real life. And I also really like playing with the reward store system. So you can purchase some traits. These are from base mental, but you can purchase some traits. For example, night owl, that your Sims will build extra skill at night, or that they're very fast at reading, and that's realistic. Like, some people are more productive at night, some people are more productive in the morning, and some people are very fast at reading, some are not. Free services, it depends on your Sim's career, honestly, because like one of my Sims, she's a politician and she's basically the president, and so she has free services. It also really helps define your Sim's character without giving them more traits or anything, because for example, creative visionary, they have a higher chance of painting and writing masterworks. Also, that your household has reduced bills, or that your Sims aren't affected by heat or cold weather. And there's also a paranormal investigator license. If you like playing with the cults, that would be really nice. Like, it creates that difference between your Sims and it makes them diverse, and that's really cool. And also play around with your aspirations. You don't have to settle on just one or keep the same one for the rest of your life. And also, if you don't feel the aspiration anymore, it's totally fine to change it. For example, we have a lot of romance aspirations, so maybe even your elder Sim wants to go on a get to know you date, share food with other people, and use the blanket and just experience these things again. Oh, and also, this is very important, but play with diverse sims. Like, when you make them in CAS, when you want to have like a new sim, or like maybe even if your sim has a child and the child grows up, don't always like, for me personally, that's very important, but like, don't always play with the same sexuality as the same gender. It's very fun to actually play with like a trans sim transitioning, or like a polyamorous sim having more than one partner, or being in a relationship with multiple people. You can also have people, you don't always have to have sims like have a boyfriend, girlfriend, or partner, be in love forever, or at least for some time, like officially be boyfriend and girlfriend, maybe even marry and have kids. You can also have your sims be in love but never actually become boyfriend and girlfriend, because that's just not for them, or nothing they've ever thought about. There's also platonic love. So you could have two sims that are based on the terms they call each other friends, but actually there's more. But none of them ever, like, they both know, but they're both very comfortable just not calling each other boyfriend girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend and boyfriend, or partner and partner. Like, people are diverse, relationships are diverse. There's not just one way to go about it. Also, listen to music in The Sims 4. Listening to music in the game is so underrated, and it can totally set the vibe. I have no idea if my music stations are working right now, but for example, listening to focus music for me personally feels kind of sad and melancholic. So you could use that, and it really helps you feel the vibe as well. And also, another tip I have if you play with mods is to leave you some notes with the ravasheen memory keeper mod, for example. So you can just type in memory, it's called the notebook memory keeper, and as you can see, it looks very much so like the notebook we get with Parenthood, but it's actually not, and it's not even related to any packs as far as I know. So yeah, we have a lot of different swatches, and then you can just click on it. You can edit the author, the details, open it to see what entries you have, and you can create an entry, and then you can click on any of these icons. Let me just do something really quick. And then your sim actually gets a writing animation. I don't know if she will have it. Yeah, no. Okay, but sometimes they usually have a writing animation where they like write something down, and then you have this entry. You can also click the icon which one you want, and then you can drag it out of your notebook and put it somewhere, like for example against the wall. And depending on how your icon looks, the text will actually look different. Like, maybe your sim actually wrote some notes for themselves down, maybe for example a grocery list. But you can also do actual diary entries and just scatter them around the room, you know, sometimes you're not that organized. For my case, I had my sim's grandma go out and she left Stella a note since Stella was still asleep. And that note basically said, "Good morning, be right back, honey. Just have to get some groceries and then visit great grandpa. Bread and jams on the counters." And she put it in her room. And you know, it actually looks like a real note. It looks like bullet points. So yeah, that's very fun. The design of the note also changes depending on what icon you use. So for example, I used the... what icon did I actually use? As you can see here, I used the actual notebook icon. So with the notebooks, you get bullet points. And with other icons, you get other text. There's also like an angry text where you can see that the sim was very angry when they wrote that. So that's a very fun detail for me personally. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of it. I really hope that this will kind of like help you have more fun with your gameplay, explore it in different ways. So yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you will have an amazing day or night, depending where you are, I don't know. But yeah, with that being said, goodbye, and I will see you next time.
When the wild winds blow through the empty pathways of my mind, and the rivers flow like the world has told them not to stop, stand my ground.